What's up, dudes? Peter from Panda here. Hey, ordered myself a smartwatch. You know I like smartwatches. Showed you that Yuzu smartwatch, my Apple Watch. This one is available in a variety of names, including Baiyi and I don't remember. So let me see if I can recall some of the other names off the top of my head. Padgene, I don't know. There's a lot of companies that I think are selling this exact same watch. I want to unbox it here for you, and then we will give it a full-on test. I only have iOS devices, so that may be a hang-up. And then we'll kind of give it a durability test and see, how it works. So first of all, you'll notice it here comes in the box, and the band is wrapped up in this little garbage bag thing. It's not wrapped around a form-fitting mold or anything like that. We'll take a look at the watch in just a second here. Inside the box, you have some filler pieces, and then you have a micro USB. Yep, exactly. And even a screen protector here. So that's kind of cool. So you get all that. Instruction booklets here. It's pretty obvious what that is. Boom! User guide. Please read the manual before usage. And it's in English, so that's kind of cool. Lots of stuff on this watch. You can see right there on the instructions: camera, microphone, micro USB, speaker, zinc alloy shell. It's gonna be nice. Oh, there's the power button, so now I know how to use it. Capacitive touch out. The cool thing about this particular watch is that I think it's a step up from that Yuzu one I showed you. At least right off the bat, construction-wise, I can tell you it certainly seems that way. I don't know that I'm a huge fan of this color, but this is the one I could get quickly. And, I ordered it and spent about, I don't know, $30. So in that price range, I'm going to point out everything I can so that you know what you're getting when you buy it. It's a little cold. It was sitting in my car all day before I was able to bring it home. So I'm not going to bag on it from a value perspective, but I'll show you that obviously from a quality construction, it's not going to meet Samsung Gear or Apple Watch, I'm sure. But polyurethane watch band here, and textured on this side with a little bit of, like brick pattern. Pretty big circular holes for the watch band itself. And then on the back side, kind of this rib texture. Now, I actually dig that because it's going to provide a little bit of ventilation for your wrist. If you've never worn a polyurethane or rubber watch band, I know they kind of look cool and sporty, but from my perspective, they're kind of a pain because you tend to sweat in there. So I do like the fact that they have that. Might even be better if the watch band was ventilated. The top, same on the top, the short end on the tang end here with a silver clasp, and the retaining loops here seem to be tight enough and built exactly enough that they're not sliding off. That tends to happen on cheap watches. Again, no kind of traditional lug design. The band, which is made for this watch, kind of fits into the case itself. Plastic. It's kind of a polymer, but I'll just call it plastic. Looks like there's a speaker there. Feels like plastic. Doesn't feel super durable, but it seems fine. A little bit textured and, kind of brown here, kind of a slightly different shade of purplish brown there, but pretty close match. All right. Micro USB port on this side. I think the power button is down here, so I think we're looking at it facing up because camera's up here. And you can see fingerprints. It looks like plastic on top of it. Micro USB on this side under a little plastic door cover, which is nice that it has a little bit of a tang there to pick it up. And then kind of this brushed, I feel like it's a stamped piece of metal. So nice, a metal cover and face or bezel, and the power button seems to match that. On this side, there's nothing. So if I hold down the power button, let's see if it has a charge at all. It does! Boom! You can see the LCD screen on there is bordered by a fairly large border. Makes a wonderful sound starting up. And I think maybe this thing accepts a SIM card. I don't know that, because it seems to like, okay, then I went to screensaver, I hit the button, came back to the smartwatch watch face. Time isn't right with date and hour markers. So let's see if I can, oh, tapping it when the watch face is up brings up a bunch of different watch faces. They're kind of nice. See if I can swipe left. Battery is kind of powered up, and there's a phone. And let me see, 800 555 2121. That's a Ghostbusters number, I think. Local call. Okay, so looks like you should be able to get a SIM card in there because it's saying a local call or a Bluetooth call. So the cool thing is, theoretically, I could pair this to a phone and use it, and I will probably try to do that. Capacitive touch seems to be fairly responsive. The resolution, let me see if I can show you that, is not spectacular. You can obviously see pixels. It's kind of like a early generation iPod or something like that. It looks like there's a music player, a radio. How do I turn that on? Right there. Please plug in your phone. So I don't know where the headphone jack is on it. Maybe you have to Bluetooth that. Is this bad to say that the kind of the smartwatches of this era are kind of like the old Nokia phones of the early 2000s? I mean, that's just kind of what I feel like they are. I feel like I'm using a Moto Razr again. There's definitely a lot of stuff there, and we'll try to pair it to an iPhone and see what we can do with it. But the other thing I want to do here is I'm going to open up the back. If you're going to put a SIM card or something in it, or you're going to plug in headphones, there's got to be a place to do it. So let's just take a look. It's going to be pretty ginger. Okay, doesn't want to seem to go, if I can tell you that. Just want to show you that everything as I'm discovering it. So I'm not exactly sure how to really do much with it. What I'm really curious about is, where do I have the camera? All right, so memory card removed, use phone. No. Okay, well then, I guess it has to be paired. See, all right, there we go. Yeah, baby. Let's take a photo. Boom! Awesome. This is going to be a totally awesome way to start taking pictures of hot girls walking through the park without them knowing. It looks like I'll get a full 300 or like a 150 by 150 pixel display. And let's see if I can get the wall there with the painting that you've seen in other videos. It's not the worst thing in the world. Looks like there's even a little zoom there. I mean, a very little zoom, but camera on it. It's more than I could say for the iPhone. Apple junk. So, all right. Let's try pairing it to a phone and see what we can do with it. All right. Got this sucker paired to the phone. Wasn't the hardest thing to do in the world, but it wasn't the super easiest thing to do. Hit the power button here. I'm actually impressed with the resolution on the screen. It's pretty good. Obviously, you can see the pixels, but it's not necessarily a Retina display, but it's pretty good. So you can hit the phone here. One of the things that I will say is that it is a little hard to hit these buttons because they are pretty small. And I've mishit a number of times, and I'm getting pretty good at being ginger with it. And then if you hit call, it'll say local call or Bluetooth call. You're going to have to select Bluetooth, even though I don't have a SIM card in there because I don't know how to do that.
For English, press 1 or continue to hold.
Volume here.
Marque el dos. Thank you for calling the... Welcome to the ComEd payment system. The quick and easy way to pay your ComEd bill by ATM debit or credit card or check card. Please enter your 10-digit ComEd account number followed by the...
Okay, so the speaker's back here. I can feel it vibrating on my finger, and it works pretty well. I mean, that's not bad. I didn't have anyone on the other end to the phone, so I can't tell you what it sounds like to them. The other thing I'll show you here is, or I'll also say, is I could not find an app in the iTunes App Store for this, so I don't know if there's an app or anything. The instructions are vague about it, and in fact, at one point they say something about scan the QR code in broken English to go to an app, and I looked all over this stuff and I couldn't find a QR code anywhere, so I don't know what they were talking about. I did notice though that the audio player works, so if I hit, I don't know that I'd want to jam to the speaker on this phone, and presumably if you could, I mean, You could probably pair headphones to it via Bluetooth, but I don't know why you wouldn't do that just directly to your phone, so I don't know what sense that makes. You can't double tap it like some Android phones to wake up the screen and hit the home button. But that works. So you do have kind of a lot of the standard Bluetooth controls. Now, on to the most important part. The key to having a smartwatch like this and wearing a smartwatch like this is how does it hold up under regular daily use. And so I'm gonna do two tests, kind of my two customary tests. The first one is moisture. How does it handle a little bit of sweat, humidity, a splash of water, those types of things. A lot of times you can come out of your office and it might be raining and you're going to want to run to the bus or the train or your car, and you're going to get a little sprinkle of water on there. You don't want to lose this thing and have this thing just get destroyed just because of a little water. So we'll try that one right now. So I've got some water just trickling here like a light shower. We've got the phone, the watch on. Go ahead and give it a little splash there. Yeah, like any capacitive display, it thinks that the water is something touching it. Not pretty typical. I'm not touching the screen itself, but obviously the water is doing some stuff. Now, let's see here. Now I can show you. It is kind of messing things up a little bit. There we go. No problems there, but was having a little trouble registering my touches. Now if I dry it off a little bit, try to get all that moisture off, well, things are wet, like you would assume. Doesn't work, but okay, so that's not bad. Once you get it dry, you can starts to work again for the most part. To the audio player, play a little music. That's cool. So let's give it a little, just a slight. Let's say it's a hot day, hot and humid, and you're running around playing a little ultimate frisbee. You're gonna get really sweaty. Let's give it a little heavier dose of water, and let's make sure that sweat on the back end of the watch gets in there. And yeah, there we go. All right, okay, and power button doesn't seem to be doing anything. It's not registering any touches. Let me give it a quick dry off here. I'm going to dry it off all over. It seems to be kind of totally frozen. I had the cover in there, so it shouldn't have gotten in the USB port, but I was spraying it on this end, and I was prying up a little bit on this flap. I can see there's water inside the speaker port there. I don't know if I can get any of it out, but as you can still see, still frozen right on there. Not registering anything, and everything, including my fingers, are pretty dry at this point because I just dried them off. So let me dry this sucker off, and we'll see if it works again. If it does, I'll let you know. But now on to the abrasion test. Obviously you're going to wear this thing, and I'm not a big believer in drop tests on a watch. I have a lot of watches. I've never dropped one on the floor, but a lot of times you'll be swinging your arm and you'll hit a wall, a chair. It's got to take a little bit of a normal banging around. So physically, let's see if we can get it back working again. And then, you know what? I noticed that there's a screen protector in there. Dude, I didn't even realize that. Well, it's not helping. So let's bang it around a little bit and just see how well this metal case holds up. I actually think this will hold up pretty well because metal tends to be a little more resilient. So guys, the good news on the moisture test, the watch actually survived it. I let it dry last night and it seems to be working fine. I'll press the power button there. Seems to be coming on, and a little hard one-handed, but it's responding to touch again, so that's great news. Now onto the abrasion test. I think the steel construction, or the faceplate at least, will help this do pretty well, but we're going to figure out a way to kind of give it a little knocking around on a normal day-to-day basis. And I think what we'll do is we'll put it right there on the tracks. see how it does. Okay. Okay guys, so here's what I found. I found this piece, I found that piece laying there, and I found these. So, you know, in terms of holding up, you know, let's be honest, that wasn't that big of a train. I've certainly seen cargo trains be much larger. So if you're gonna have it and wear it, just be aware, that's kind of the limit of what it can take. Peter von Panda out.